Have you ever styled your hair in the morning, stepped back from the mirror, and within an hour it's flat again? No matter how carefully you blow dry it, no matter how much product you try, thin hair after 60 or 70 can seem determined to cling to the scalp. It doesn't just look fine, it looks lifeless. And the more we try to pump it up with heavy sprays or tight curls, the more artificial and stiff it becomes. But what if the secret to fuller-looking hair isn't more product or more teasing, but a softer approach? There's a simple technique I call the soft volume trick, and it creates the illusion of thicker, fuller hair without stiffness, without damage, and without complicated routines. In this video, I'll show you how a subtle shift in lift, bend, and movement can transform flat, tired hair into something light, airy, and beautifully full. As we age, hair strands often become finer and less dense, while natural volume at the roots decreases. Gravity also plays a bigger role, pulling hair closer to the scalp. Add heavy conditioners or styling products, and thin hair collapses even faster. The result isn't just less thickness, it's a flat silhouette that makes the entire look feel heavier and less vibrant. So what exactly is the soft volume trick, and why does it work so well for thin hair after 60 or 70? Soft volume isn't about forcing the hair upward with teasing, heavy mousse, or stiff hairspray. It's about creating the illusion of fullness through lightness, lift, and controlled movement. Think of the difference between a rigid helmet of hair and a soft cloud that gently floats away from the scalp. One looks artificial and dated. The other looks natural, effortless, and fuller, even if the hair itself hasn't changed in thickness. The secret lies in three elements: subtle root elevation, gentle bend through the mid-lengths, and flexible hold. When hair moves slightly and reflects light, it automatically appears thicker. Flat hair absorbs light and clings to the head, which emphasizes sparseness. Soft volume creates space between strands, and that space is what tricks the eye into seeing more density. Instead of packing the hair with product, you allow it to breathe. Instead of tight curls that shrink the length, you use soft bends that widen the silhouette. It's not about exaggeration, it's about strategic softness. And once you understand this principle, the next steps become surprisingly simple and incredibly effective. The first step in creating soft volume is lifting the roots, but without harsh teasing or backcombing. Teasing may give quick height, but it roughs up delicate strands and often collapses into a tangled, stiff finish. Instead, we want controlled, gentle elevation that looks natural and feels touchable. Start by slightly changing the direction of your blow-dry. Rather than drying hair flat in its usual part, lift sections upward and slightly forward at the crown using a round brush, or even just your fingers. The goal isn't dramatic height, it's subtle separation from the scalp. Even half an inch of lift at the roots can completely change the silhouette of thin hair. If you use product, choose something lightweight, a volumizing spray or mousse applied only at the roots, never through the ends. Heavy creams or oils weigh thin hair down before the style even has a chance to hold. After drying, let the hair cool in that lifted position. Cooling sets the shape naturally, without stiffness. When roots are gently elevated, the entire face appears brighter and more awake. It's a small adjustment with a powerful effect, and once the foundation is lifted, the next step is what truly multiplies the illusion of fullness. Step 2. Bend, don't curl. Once the roots are lifted, the next mistake many women make is reaching for tight curls to create volume. But here's the surprising truth. Tight curls often make thin hair look smaller, not fuller. They shrink the length, separate the strands too much, and can expose more scalp instead of less. That's why the soft volume trick focuses on bending, not curling. A gentle bend through the mid-lengths creates width without taking away length. It allows the hair to expand outward slightly, forming a soft halo of fullness around the face. You can achieve this with a medium round brush while blow-drying or by wrapping sections loosely around a curling iron for just a few seconds. The goal isn't ringlets, it's a relaxed curve that moves. Movement is what creates the illusion of density. When hair bends softly and reflects light at different angles, it appears thicker and more dimensional. Stiff curls freeze the shape. Soft bends keep it alive. Have you noticed how some styles look bigger but somehow still flat? That's often because the curls are too tight or too structured. With thin hair, flexibility is your best friend. And now that we've lifted the roots and added gentle bend, there's one final shift that can instantly boost fullness even more. Step 3. The parting shift that changes everything. Now here's the step that surprises most women, and often makes the biggest visual difference in seconds. Shifting your part. If you've worn the same part for years, your hair naturally settles flat in that direction. The roots memorize it. They separate there. They collapse there. And over time, that familiar line can make thin hair look even thinner. The soft volume trick uses a subtle off-center or slightly diagonal part to instantly create lift. When you move the part just half an inch to the side, you force the roots to stand up in a new direction. That resistance creates natural elevation without teasing or extra product. It's one of the easiest ways to add fullness, and it takes less than a minute. A softer side part also frames the face beautifully. It opens one side, adds asymmetry, and makes the style feel more dynamic and modern. Even better, it pairs perfectly with the root lift and gentle bend you've already created. Try this tomorrow. After styling, flip your part slightly and let the hair fall naturally. Look at the silhouette in the mirror. Does it appear wider, fuller, more lifted at the crown? That small shift can completely change how abundant your hair looks. But before we finish, let's quickly talk about the common habits that quietly destroy soft volume. Now that you know how to create soft volume, let's make sure you're not accidentally undoing it. One of the biggest mistakes is using heavy oils or thick creams through the mid-lengths and ends. While they promise shine, they often weigh thin hair down within minutes, collapsing all that beautiful lift you just created. Another common habit is overbrushing after styling. Brushing too much smooths away separation at the roots and removes the gentle bend that gives hair width. Soft volume needs a little texture, not stiffness, but not over-polished either. Overspraying is another culprit. When hairspray is layered too heavily, hair becomes rigid. Instead of moving softly and reflecting light, it freezes into place and can actually look flatter. A light, flexible mist is more than enough. And finally, one-length blunt cuts can make thin hair appear denser at the bottom but flatter at the top. Without subtle layers or shape, volume struggles to hold. Be honest with yourself. Are any of these habits sneaking into your routine? The good news is they're easy to fix. And when you combine the right technique with the right mindset, thin hair can look surprisingly full. Let's bring it all together. Thin hair after 60 or 70 doesn't mean you have to settle for flat, lifeless styles. Fullness isn't just about how much hair you have, it's about how you shape it, lift it, and let it move. With soft root elevation, gentle bends instead of tight curls, and a simple shift in your part, you can completely change the silhouette of your hair without damage or heavy products. The soft volume trick proves that subtle changes create powerful transformations. You don't need more hair. You need smarter technique. Try these steps for a few days and notice how different your hair feels in the mirror. Lighter, airier, fuller. And if you enjoy learning simple, confidence-boosting hair secrets like this, make sure to subscribe to Elder's Lantern for more practical beauty guidance designed especially for women 60 and beyond. Your hair can still surprise you. Sometimes all it needs is a softer approach.